Texas. The bottom line is Texas thought it could go at it alone and built a system that ignored climate change. It was not what's called resilient. And now Texas is paying the price. I hope they learn the lesson. When we build power, when we build anything now, we have to take into account that climate change is real, or people will be caught the way the people in Texas were. When I wrote the Sandy bill, $60 billion for New York, we made sure everything was resilient. When they built back the subways, built back this, built back that, they were going to be resistant to climate change changes. And we have to do that. That's Texas.
Yep.
Second, Zients and the vaccine. So I spoke to Jeff Zients. He's the czar, so to speak, of getting the vaccine out. I told him three things. New York needed more vaccines. New York needed communication with the federal government, and they needed advance notice. These are how many vaccines we expect to have this week, next week, etc., so they could plan. Now, in a couple of months, within a couple of months, the federal government, even sooner, is going to set up its own centers, and it will avoid these problems. But for the moment, the Trump administration had no vaccines, no accountability, no communications. Zients promised me New York would get more vaccines soon, and that there would be far more communication and accountability. What was the third topic?
Senator, it's the week ahead overall, a summation of the bill.
Yes, and this little bit relates to...
And you can throw an OMB into that.
Okay. Oh, that's different.
Yep.
Okay. So we have on, excuse me. So this week, the House is marking up the $1.9 trillion COVID bill. Then the Senate will. The bills are very similar. I've had a lot of say in these bills, and I'm always fighting for New York in these bills. There will be good state and local aid, up to there will be $350 billion of state and local aid, 60% to the state, 40% to the cities, including New York City, getting money directly. That should be of huge help with their budget crises. We have money to reopen schools. The goal is that every school be fully open in September and open safely, and that many schools open before that. Over the total between the last bill and this bill will be $240 billion for schools. There will be more money for rental assistance. In the last bill, there was about $1.3 billion that went to New York. Here, there will be another $1 billion for people who lost their jobs and would lose their homes, be homeless, if not for that. And we also put $5 billion in to find shelter for the homeless. As we all know, in New York, the homeless problem has gotten worse. This is a very strong bill. I hope it will get some Republican support. But if it doesn't, as Democrats, we have to pass it anyway with all 50 votes. It's vital to the future of our city, our state, our country. Okay? On last one. On near it, OMB.
Whatever you want to say.
Well, everyone heard that one of our Democratic senators, Joe Manchin, doesn't want to vote. I vote for her. I am working with President Biden to find the extra votes so she can be passed. I think she'd be a very good OMB leader. Okay?
Yeah.
Great.
Real quick, should Governor Cuomo be investigated? Any thoughts?
There's already an ongoing investigation. I don't comment on ongoing investigations, but I know that the Justice Department will be thorough, complete, and there should be no political or any other outside interference.
As a fellow senator, any comment on Ted Cruz's travel plans?
Yes, Ted Cruz is getting overwhelming criticism from both Democrats and Republicans, and it is well deserved.
Okay, great.
Thank you, folks.
Thanks.